Philosophy. There is philosophy about anything, but for me not on this planet. Maybe this planet is too corrupt in reality. To understand the basics, we will also talk about about myself, you, or some third party member. I almost forgot. In me, it's millions of diverse figure. Millions of diverse figure, but of course, are very, very diverse. So what figure we should challenge today to live in me? Of course, those blue stamps are also representative of the crafts and items. The products, of course, each product and each list something special, but of course related to police station if people steal. Understanding the American, European, but also UK history, it is much diverse than you think, and most of people are not like me. It's hard to say that people are animals, but humans are program life. So if humans are like a program, it is really possible to develop them on unconscious levels. Of course, to understand the governments it's not easier, and that type of items that include unequal values might be worth millions of dollars or euros, but the politics might corrupt every type of ways, so do not match my steps with those. This animal looks kinda angry, not for sure what kind of love it's inside. The understanding of American, but also love in politics, it is not easier because of the Congress. They also have the fiction in CIA and the fiction on the courts. Not for sure about their crypto system. In Europe, of course, there is many people that are working on fairy tales, but fairy tales cost too much of the crypto and money. Of course, that's the real fortune. Here we are looking into the history, but it looks very like some sort of a police station, or not for sure. If police would steal also, then of course we could not trust them. Millions of detectives in the government, of course, are looking for documents and valuable resources. The valuable resources, not for sure what we look today. Also, diverse hubs around the planet, but nothing special. If fairy tale own the chain, but also crypto, it is not for sure how it's encrypted, but also secured. With diverse symbols, no animal could understand. This side, maybe it's from government and it's completely empty. Looks that no one in America and Europe and UK is working. So if governments are not working, not for sure, I don't find any poetry. However, sorry if this is a mistake. Not for sure about diverse crypto plans that governments have, but fiction in ministry are very weird. Also to think about crypto health. Every night, of course, is something special and holy, and most of people, also those in churches and religions, are prepared to abuse nights. So me is not so much for the abuse. To understand the abuse, you'll also figure it out that people violate artists' rights, and of course that is not the right way. Also to understand life, it is not easier, and some people are very and pretty much for the right. However, me not very for the right, but use diverse position. Of course, also the position in parliament it's not that bad. Depends what crimes or things you are research was related to young people. Maybe on the end not everything it's very easy. It is not possible to prepare politics for everything or for life because for them everything is a game. Here we also see the paradise owned by some writer, perhaps GN, or there are also other millions of the names correspond with the mystery. Not for sure about those islands if exist in real life. Those islands may be full of fortune or unsure about resources. But I don't know much more. There on the palm looks there is also a girl. However, the islands, but under the islands it's a huge heart, but also the kidneys it looks like. So it's not all owned but a misery. To understand life and security it's not that easy, but of course also the research in parliament and millions of dollars and euros made by myself. However, unsure about if anyone would steal that type of fortune. The police also researched the thing. Of course, encryption are very precise, also with money, and each chain means something, also the sun, rain, and other type of weather. Of course, also the moon is mentioned. Not to mention that all the material is fully licensed in some area, but not all of them. Not for sure if Disney is related in this plan. Here it write Disney. Not for sure about that. I'm also not for sure about the Santa fridge that was mentioned. Maybe America got it all wrong. Guess what? The Europe it's on the right way, but not for sure. Maybe America it's not enough natural. However, sometimes America it's also winning over the system, but it looks for America everything is just a game also in history. So altogether it's kinda uneasy for me to demystify. Here are also some strange changes. The Anita, as far as I know, that's a company in Austria, not Australia, but Austria. Not for sure about their magic system. However, maybe magic could be crime, but I'm not for sure. Also to process magic with millions of caution and trillions of traps that are possible in poetry. Not for sure what owners would do. To understand the light in the night, of course, it's not easier and there are many riders, but not for sure about that. To demystify diverse systems, but also poetry, it's not easier. Millions of crypto numbers are there, and of course, many people look for resources. It is not easier than that. That type of question are all over the planet. Those in fiction, but also both, those in reality. Sometimes I would not play with those things, but try to demystify numbers. Of course, unless you own those, then of course there are diverse licenses. In other case, no worry at all, but have an extra psychology for me, but also some position, not for sure about the pose.